Hello, my precious wandering souls. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We are about to start the first trial of the third case. Maggie, because of course, freaking Maggie, got accused of murder. But the difference is that she got declared guilty by a phony Phoenix, and now we're fixing the mistake, I guess. So January 7th, 9:48 AM, District Court, defendant lobby number 1. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? Oh yeah. Because Maggie says that she saw someone else at the crime scene. Well, like sitting across from the other person, but no one else saw it. Maggie is the only one saying that. Because he was there when I took the coffee. When I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie. Oh, it's Maggie. Yeah. Ah, the gumshoe.
Are you doing alright? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir. Oh.
Don't let them get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger. Ah, I ship them.
And you!
Yes?
You better square this case away, you got it, Paul? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
You're going to arrest me if I get a guilty? I think it's serious. Hey, detective! You're on our side for once, right?
Yup.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Of course! I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright?
Sure.
Okay, we're forming a united front today, Paul. You get me?
Okay. I can tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Oh, looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I don't think so. I can only wish. Things are never easy in these games. January 7, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Ah, Peter.
Good.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Ah!
Why? What's wrong?
Nothing, it's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was... You talking to me?
It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix.
I see, so our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he?
Our trusty.
So, Mr. Kudo, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Wright, whether you are a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I am the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony miss said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Kudo, please summon your first witness. Gumshoe, right? Aw, he looks so sad. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department, Detective, Occupation, the Gumshoe. Ah! What do you know? Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigations tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elk. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Bruce Screens Inc., a local company. I wouldn't trust a company called Blue Screens. This is the victim's autopsy report. Huh? The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. Well, that's a big range. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Trivia, floor plans. Blueprints of the crime scene. X is the victim's seat. Okay. Come, detective. Take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. But I feel so bad for Gumshoe, the poor guy. Yes, sir. Okay, let's see. The incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his stable, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive. Motive? Oh, right, the lottery tickets. Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I will ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. Oh, Gumshoe. We said unless he's stable, sir. Hold it? Maybe? Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Objection!
What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner of or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. There are two testimonies tied up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Yes, press harder. The more information we have, the better. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Huh. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right? Eh? I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. You're so freaking dramatic. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place. Oh, sorry, I thought it was Kudo. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how, Mr. Wright, sorry, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. We understand that the guy was listening to the radio at the time. Maybe here? So, traces of poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection!
Huh. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Wright? No, but what about sugar?
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
Ah. Darn it. It seems that poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Keep pressing. Might as well. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I think. What I was thinking.
In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there.
Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You might be fooling.
Sorry, I'm trying to mix Golo's voice and Kamshi's voice.
Oh, hey, you're right.
You might be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. Oh?
That piece, sir.
Yes, that piece.
What piece was it again? This.
Why me? Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to keep me first-degree burns? Throw it at Gumshoe! Why don't you throw it at me?
Oh, no, I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup.
Yes, the victim's cup. take a good look at the rim.
Ugh.
Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in his cup. The victim gulped down the bitter that the waitress brought to him.
Like this! For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
That's not good. The coffee contained potassium cyanide covering the victims and Maggie's fingerprints. That's not good!
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
Why was cyanide? That still really packs a punch. Okay, here. We know what he means by motive, but some kind of a motive.
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
Objection!
You know what my golden rule is, detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another.
Huh? I don't get it.
I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out.
Ugh.
So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe!
They say she wanted to steal the lottery ticket.
I knew it. This is what we heard yesterday too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? What now? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? Nah, I don't think so. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Yes. Keep pressing. Eventually we'll find something we can do, like something we can hang on to save ourselves. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Huh. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket.
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting the search of the defendant.
It was planted. I'm pretty sure it was planted because Maggie passed out, so it could have been planted like when she was passed out. God damn it, Maggie! Oh God!
Order! Order!
Huh? She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit the ticket as evidence to the court immediately.
I'd better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Winning ticket for $500,000 found during a police search of Maggie.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. It was planted! I still have no idea how to prove that, but it was planted!
That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had an ample opportunity to commit the crime of which he is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket.
That alone proves a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money even, I might be tempted to bend the rules. Mr. Judge, please. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. Do something, Phoenix! With one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? Ah, no. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like it can be blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered and somehow spilled coffee on herself. Kudo, what about the obvious red stain there? The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean? Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. Eh? The pocket? The freaking red stain! A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer. It was in her apron pocket. Planted! It was planted! A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket.
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What? Order! 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 The court will accept these items into evidence. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident, has a small pocket but big stains. What about the red, obvious stain? A deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Kudo. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain could that be? Ah! The very obvious bloodstain. Don't play games, prosecutor! The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. It's right there! No one needs to tell you because it's right there! You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir. That's, it's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken of a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe.
Please don't like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup with this. I thought everyone knew what it was already.
To be fair, let me check the thing. Well, it's a little bit too bright to be blood. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. No. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established. Oh no. Well, Wright. It seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Oh, Gumshoe. Oh god. the investigation?
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her.
Oh no.
The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Oh.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. Crime was reported, kind of scary old man. Poor Mai had passed out from the shock, nothing real tough for her. Maybe here? How did you do that? How did you know who the victim was? Maybe? Wait a sec!
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
What now? He's so let down. He's got the whole sunny shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. Ah, the poor guy.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
It seems Mr. Glenelg visited his doctor before he went to Trevian.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the dog who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Leave it up to the prescription bag. I will see his health insurance. I don't think I need to ask about the insurance. Maybe the prescription bag? I don't know. Maybe? So, what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Oh? Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty? The victim got this from the doctor before going to Trevian. The bag is empty. No, sorry, I was confused. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, aren't you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, Detective? When Mario was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Maybe? Wait! If nothing was missing, what about... I'm not sure if it's going to work, but...
Objection!
Detective Kamshu, I think I should point something out for you. I'm sorry, to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally!
He's so happy about it.
I'm getting anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officer recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
Aha! The victim was given a prescription right before going to Trevian. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to? Well, I don't have it here. I was thinking that maybe the little green bottle was the medicine?
You are too cool, pal!
Oh. Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most clearest thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the little poison itself. I don't think that's it, but let's see where this takes us. Order! Well, Mr. Kudo, what do you have to say to that? What kind of medicine was it? Huh, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription back, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. I'm not reading that. It's the ears and throat. Ears, nose, and throat medicine. Like the thing for ears, throat, and nose. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Kudo? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound. The day before the incident, Mr. L found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. Oh, I see. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? Yeah, I figured it wouldn't be like the medicine, the thing that killed him. Make no sense. It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Wait! Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. Wait, what ear was it? It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trevian. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick! If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. I know. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medication issue? Leave it. Keep pushing, I guess? Only moments ago, Mr. Kudo made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trevian. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
Objection!
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
Objection!
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
Objection!
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waiter served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's enough! Mr. Kudo, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Kudo?
I'm what my own witness I'd like to call, sir. Is the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo? The pigeon hater? Pigeon hater.
Very well. The murder of the disappearing medication seems little more than that trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me.
Yay! Good job, Nick!
Yay! We got more time! The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Huh. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess.
Oh, Maggie! Why was the bottle in your apron? Why does it have your fingerprints?
January 7th, 11:03 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1.
Phew! That was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit.
Looks like we all nearly died in there.
I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that?
It's his job. He has to do his job, Maggie.
Huh?
He said he's helped me. He's doing his job.
But he totally set me up.
No! I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. Exactly. He was only saying the facts. Like, he's trying his best, okay? I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? Exactly what I'm saying.
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach.
He's just trying to do his job, Maggie. Please don't be so hard on him.
I hate that guy. I don't even want to see him again. No, my ship is doomed.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seats. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know?
Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Oh no, my ship is doomed! January 7th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. God. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Kudo, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who cut the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? There he is. Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you. I can be quite emotional at times too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Ah, listen, young'un. How much gold do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Oh, so that's what you do? Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroider family crest on kimonos.
That's actually pretty cool.
My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime.
Yeah, like the fake crest on your costume would look really nice.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of cappuccino. You were eating seeds? Seeds? What do you think these are, huh? I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Did I? Oh yes I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. Okay, what I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she's not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Gah! You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, huh? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, God. Maybe I should press it. He keeps calling her serving girl. Maybe he doesn't know her name. Serving girl. Should I press here? Do you remember her well?
Hold it!
You said, I remember her well, in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up of her, you know. You freaking pervert. She's practically naked in that uniform.
Objection!
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear it, just such a uniform. Even me. Man, mental image right there. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Come on, he would look really cute in that outfit. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Gah! There are other things I recognize about her too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Press harder? Sure, you saw waiters take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. That's it? I know, her glasses, her hair, something?
Hold it!
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face. Ha! As if I wouldn't remember that!
Objection!
The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of her ribbon. The ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feelings there's something more to this somehow. Ask about the straps, about the the waitress's back. Wait, yeah. The back. Okay. The identifying features you describe are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
But this is harassment. I told you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observe from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
Are you sure about that? Look at this.
Objection!
I mean, Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
God, what a filthy thing that filthy thing would feel like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't.
Huh, funny.
Don't you think I forget something as dirty as that? Well, you have fitted cloth.
Oh,
What is it? Ever since I said you have fitted cloth, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Huh?
And as you just said, as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops. Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this.
Ha! Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant might rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Okay, about the victim.
He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles.
His Vegeta visor thing?
He had a newspaper in his right hand and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Yamachino. The little fidget picked up the cut with his free hand and took a sip.
Uh-huh. Hold on a second. Where is it? Hold on. Okay. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose, but it's what I do best. Don't look at me like that. I just need to look for him. That's what your sister taught me. Maybe, I think... Okay. He had a newspaper in his right hand. But if... I don't know if I should present it here. Because if he had it in his right hand... his free hand. But it makes no sense. Because if he picked up the cup with his free hand like he says, that would be with his right hand. But he was holding the newspaper with the right hand. So that makes no sense. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you, nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll leave these seats and sing the pigeon song.
Well, you better start. Care to tell us where this is going, right? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
Gah! What is this? Kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where the stain is, you clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. Yes!
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Ah!
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park and...
Wait!
I couldn't read what he said.
If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about the dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
I just had an idea. I need the plants. Maybe... Okay, I have an idea. You still insist on your testimony. It's not that his memory is wrong.
That young rat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen. I am. Is that young hotpot and you spiky-haired yahoo, you are at fault.
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Kudo.
But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Uh-huh. Left hand or right hand? I have an idea, but I'm not sure if that's where this case is going.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it at the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. What is it? From the... Can I... Okay, I think I know. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. Or by Saiyans who visit the Earth. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HCTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. No, he's not. I think I have an idea, but...
And those are the facts, in good old black and white.
I think it's in the part where he says, like, the left hand. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. He used the same hand to pick up. Maybe this? This thing, right? I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question, you can look me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
Well, what did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured.
Eh?
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
Order! This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims that the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Kudo? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down. I'm right. The lad drank his Yamachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand, and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Objection!
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elk drank the poison coffee.
At this!
Sadly, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pampas of foggy!
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from here. It's over, Mr. Kudo. I had the high ground. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. The court is adjourned.
Oh, that...
It's gonna be him.
Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know.
What? There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Yamachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. Okay.
You bet, much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
Ha ha ha, you better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just be throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gonna be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Okay, the final showdown. It's the mental breakdown. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Yamachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turns things upside down, huh?
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh, you're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man?
No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's why you all. That's all you can think of.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. Hold on a second. Maybe... This is C. From C idiot. He noted right over. Do I have something here? The base is perfectly fine there.
Objection!
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. He says that he knocked the vase, but the vase is perfectly fine.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad?
I'm not granddad of your hopscotch.
Ow! Ow! Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be up.
Ah!
What is it now?
I just remember something.
Yes, go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table.
Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my grain came to be completely soaked.
Ew. Oh, this guy. Oh, thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
I kind of feel bad for him. Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh yes, I remember something else.
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me.
I kind of feel bad for him. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. And I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. We made it through the trial. The defendant has not been positively identified as the witness in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark of the coffee cup that the victim was supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from, he is most insistent that this testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Oh, if he doesn't want it... Oh, I bet I bet it's going to be important at some point.
Kudo's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Kudo's. Why do I need 3 of them?
Yes, Your Honor. Victor's testimony added to the court record. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. That's kind of sad. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? I don't know. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oh my god.
What?
First trial's done. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Kudo. He asked like if he was of use. I kind of feel bad. The poor guy. Alright everyone, so I'll stop recording now. I hope you liked it. If you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye!